You grimy bastard. Tell me why you didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Tell me now, you racist chud. Tell me now.
Hey, what's up? Another video. What's going on, viewer? Thank you for the 0 likes on my last video and the 3 something comments. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Today what I want to talk about is Alpha Minecraft and then some stuff with my life. So in Alpha Minecraft, what's interesting is, so this world that you're seeing on screen is my Alpha Minecraft world that I've been working on for, I don't know how long now. I lose track of time, you know. Life be like that sometimes. Days turn into weeks and months into years and then years into days, and it's just sort of a spiral. But anyway. So what's cool is there's no beds and there's no, whoa, there's a butterfly. I'm outside right now. That was a beautiful butterfly. But no, there's no beds, there's no food, like besides, I think, bread and pork chops. And they don't heal the hunger bar. You'll notice there's no hunger bar. It heals your health. And all the mobs do insane amounts of damage because there's no recoil on like the mob attack. You know, in modern Minecraft, they can attack and then they have a delay. There's no delay. So as long as they're touching you, it's doing damage. And the skeletons, you'll see in some part of the clip, they just rapid fire like a minigun. There's no delay in the arrow. The arrows just go bam, bam, bam. It's kind of crazy. And the bows don't have a durability either, which is interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff with this. I spent a lot of time. I built a little Herobrine shrine, and I got a full set of diamond armor. So that's the end game in this game. There's no Ender Dragon. There's just get a full set of diamond armor, and that's it. But it's honestly pretty addicting. I might come back to it, but I think I'm gonna quit it for now. You know, I tried building a water elevator. You'll probably see that at some part, and I gave up. You know, I'm kind of bored. I played the hell out of this, and then, you know, that's that. But I really enjoyed it. It's so much more captivating than later versions of Minecraft, and I think the reason for that is it's kind of like a Zen garden. It's very relaxing. It's like mind-numbing. I would just want to keep playing it for hours and hours and hours. I like it a lot better. I think Minecraft should have gone in a more Zen garden direction. I, for the longest time, was one of those people who were like, make it like Terraria. Make 1,000,000 bosses, 1,000,000 ores, 1,000,000 this, 1,000,000 that, you know? But I think that's not the appeal, you know? Because I do, don't get me wrong, I love like heavily modded Minecraft where there's 1 billion things to do. That stuff's fun. I guess it can be both ways, right? You can't have an older version, because I just wanted to play the older version. I played the older version, so I suppose there's something for everybody. That'll be my fence-sitting position. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else in Alpha Minecraft. I think that sort of covers it. There's some quirks here and there. There's animal. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, okay. Jump. I just cut. So, viewer, you might be a little shaken up. Yeah, I just jump cut to this position. Anyway, I'm going to talk about my life. I had, keeping this low key because I don't want my family to know, but I did some motorcycle practice. You know, it was pretty cool. It was easier than I thought it was, you know? Vroom vroom, you know, get on. I mountain bike, so it was like second nature. I think I'm gonna go down to the DMV sometime and, you know, get all the paperwork I need and go from there. But yeah, I have some stuff in mind. I really did enjoy it though. My dream is to be on a motorcycle, you know, going down a desert, empty highway, you know, just not knowing where I'm going, you know, babe, on my back, you know, on the back of the bike, and that'd be sick. This life is so short, you gotta enjoy every second of it. It's true, it's really true. There was some stuff I wanted to talk about that was, like, really interesting. You know, I don't want to talk about topical stuff like, oh, Joseph Bidone, got some ailment. I'm sure you've heard of it. There's this thing called, how do you pronounce it? But yeah, there was this one thing. What's something you'd find interesting? Because I'm sort of a tome of knowledge. I'm a tome of like lots and lots of knowledge. You can like ask me anything, and I would know the answer. One thing that what's something I can take you on a little rabbit hole journey on? Be a little Alice in Wonderland sort of situation. You're Alice. You're a girl. No, you're a fat, obese man. Balding, obese man. Yeah, you're a fat, well, aren't we all on the inside? I saw this like fat, balding Indian man with a Luigi t-shirt on at Target a while ago, and it sort of it made me envious. There's sometimes I wish I was like Ditto, or had the ability to transform. I wanted to know what it's like to be that person. Sometimes it's hard for me to really imagine the day-to-day life of people I'm walking by, because it feels so foreign to me, because my life is so amazing. I'm so much better than everybody else that it's kind of hard to put myself in like the mental state of an ant. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course you wouldn't, because you're not me, viewer. Can I blame you? I'm basic. This video is like a magnifying glass, and you're like a little ant coming out of an anthill, and I'm going. And I'm a little, child who's being neglected by, his parents, and now has to take his anger out on ants. Anyway, that Ants movie was good. That was really good. I should rewatch that. That was like Kino as hell. There's what was it? Kino meaning cool, if you don't know my hip lingo. There was this one movie I really wanted to see, some futuristic thing. I don't care. Neither should you, viewer. If I have some sort of rambling, it's going to take me a second to get into like what was something about, there was something I was meaning to talk about before I turned on the record button. What was it? Give me a moment, viewer. I should just go for like 20 minutes. You'd watch it though. You'd watch it because you love it. You're like what is it? You're a masochist, viewer. You're a freak. You're a little freak, aren't you? Ugh, I hate people like you, viewer. You're disgusting. You're a sicko. You're honestly, you gross me out. You kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. I was walking around the other day, and I saw you, viewer, and I was going to say something, but, I was, like, so grossed out by your demeanor and what you said to that man when you were walking across the street. I saw you walk up to that homeless man, viewer, and what you did to him, that made me really uncomfortable. That was way, way, way too far. How about you pause that sort of behavior, maybe go to church, maybe learn like correct morals and incorrect morals, but you wouldn't do that, would you? You hate that. You think you're better than everybody else. Well, fact check, reality check. I'm better than you, okay? You might be like my little slave minion army who are right under me. I'm like Gru, and you're not even like the yellow minion. You're like the knuckle-dragging, like purple minion who doesn't know anything at all. There's no basic edition. Ugh. What am I gonna do with you? What's something that I had on my mind? I know a good bit of history. I guess I can talk about like Alexander the Great and stuff. Yeah, I'll just talk about that. So, I was reading about Alexander the Great a while ago. I'm sort of like a historian, a Harvard-level educated historian. You can call me Michael Rothschild. No, what's like a really cool name? Michael. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Point is, I was reading about Alexander the Great and all the like crazy stuff he did. And you just can't do stuff like that anymore. You can't go around conquering and pillaging and making your own cities and naming them after yourself. I want to do that. What if I want to still do that? Who decided that wasn't allowed anymore? What if I wanted a little army of you, my viewers, and I said, let's go around and just do whatever we want and make our own cities. And how did that even work? How did he make his own city? Did he go around, conquer the city, change the name, or did he have like people following his army like peasants? And then he said, you guys are gonna stay here. Like I wonder, what was up with that. It's interesting. Oh, hold on. Shh, shh, shh. I think someone's listening to what I'm saying. Hold on, viewer, hold on. Shh, shh, don't you go anywhere. Stay there. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it'd be cool. Apparently I read in history they had meteorite swords at some point. Like some meteorite fell from the sky, and then some king was like, make me a sword. Make me a sword out of that. Man! That's historical. That's what Old English sounded like, actually. When people make fun of African Americans and, some of their inner city dialects, I think that's frankly rude. That's actually Old English. They're more educated and refined than you are, so you should stop with that. Uneducated, poor, impoverished, inner city youths do not, don't make fun of them, okay? Because honestly, they're probably smarter than you. Yes, you bigot. Oh, you evil. Oh, I just can't even with you right now, viewer. But yeah, what was I saying? I noticed, I'm not going to name names, one of you little weirdos was stalking me. I noticed you were stalking me. Don't even deny it. Don't even deny it. I saw you stalking me the other day, and that was not cool. That was not cool. And that would be awesome. But no, to take a moment, there's like this one thing that I think you guys might find interesting. In the Congo, they had a problem. Two things I'll talk about relating to the Congo. In the Congo, they had a problem where they had wizards who were stealing people's dingalings. They would use wizard magic to remove them. This is what they allege. And so they would go around claiming people were wizards, stealing dingalings, and that they had to be killed, which is pretty crazy. There's also something in Mozambique where they thought people who were bald had gold in their heads, and so they would crack their heads open. And in the Congo, there's actually a serious thing where people think there is still a dinosaur, like a long neck dinosaur, a stegosaurus, I think, or something like that, deep in the Congo, or a pterodactyl. And you gotta understand, these parts of the jungle, some of them have still never been explored by the white man, by European colonizer, whatever word you want to use. The only people who have been in these parts of the jungle are like short pygmy people, like legitimate people who still live in like a tribal setting, who are pygmies, who aren't even like remotely connected to the outside world at all. Like on the occasion, the elders will talk to like someone from the city or whatever, but they still live like that. Some of them are uncontacted by most, and they're still little. Sometimes they maybe or maybe not eat people. I watched a documentary where they're apparently pretty nice. There's like a conflict between I think the Bantu and the Pygmy. And the Pygmy really don't like the Bantu. And the Bantu are like the African Americans we know in America, the slaves that we got from Africa, that all that horrible stuff that happened. Those are Bantu people. Africa is very diverse, so you have different ethnic groups and stuff like that. And so you have I don't know if it's an ethnic group or a racial group. I think it's like a racial group. It's a little confusing, but you have these people who are called Bantu, and those are the people we have here. And then they had beef with the Pygmies, and the Pygmies had beef with them. I won't go too much into it. And so the Pygmies are like little people with the blow darts you see in movies, where little guys with the blow darts, and they shoot you and you fall over and you fall asleep. That's what pygmies are, and they, with the big pots or whatever, all that stuff that they have. That's what they are with the cool masks. Those guys apparently. Oh, it looks like we're nearing the end of the video time. So I'll say goodbye, viewer. I'll finish that off some other time. There was something I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I was a little all over the place. For these next videos, I'm going to actually write down some topics to talk about instead of just, trying to say anything that'll pop into my head. But yeah, hope you have a nice day. Thanks for watching. If you watched this far, maybe sub. I'll sub for sub. Why not? I'm a small channel. Anyway, bye-bye.